Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe.
I'm also Joe.
Welcome to SNES Live recap number
A lot.
50. Yes, 50. We're at 250 games played for the show. Specifically as part of the show, 250 games. So we are wildly into the library at this point, a third of the way through, which is impressive.
I think we could finish it.
Yeah, for 2.5 years, it's not bad. We might be able to.
Yeah, I think we could finish it.
If we continue, yeah, we might be able to finish. Now, you haven't played all of them, obviously.
Right.
You're missing for
There's
school.
a few that I miss.
But before you graduate college, like, we could probably get through the last 500.
Before I get out of college?
Yeah.
Well, if I take 5 years, for sure.
Well, yeah, for sure. Anyway, this week we're covering these. Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat!
I'm not a huge fan of fighting games.
No.
But I recognize that Mortal Kombat spawned a series.
It is important.
It is very large in gaming history.
For sure. Get over here! When this game came out, the only thing competing with it was Street Fighter. And Street Fighter
It's still the only thing competing with it.
Well, arcade speak, I mean, I imagine they're still making Tekken.
They're still making... Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
Tekken's
huge.
big fighting game. Anyway, console-wise, when this came out, Street Fighter was hugely popular. And then Mortal Kombat went a different way. They're like, we want to make these over-the-top, bloody, gory, crazy death sequences. And that's what the game was really about. I mean, it is a fighting game. I never saw that emote flip when we were playing. Yeah, so here's my thing. Like, I've always said, like, if I have to pick a fighting game, Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
For sure.
It just plays so smoothly and looks so good. Now, Mortal Kombat, graphically speaking, they did the digitized people. Like, right. People actually filmed.
But they
were filmed, and then they digitized it and put them. And it does look pretty good.
Unlike our other digitized games.
I feel like there's some choppiness to it, but it's not so bad that it makes you, like, hurt.
Right.
The controls...
I think blocky is the word I would use rather than choppy. It's just stiff.
Okay, yeah, I could take that. The graphics are good. They just are. The music, solid music, good fight music. The sound design is fine all the way through. They're different. You know, I mean, you get a lot of that, but there's a lot of good stuff. And of course, you get, Toasty and get over here and... a couple of them say things, not all of them, or at least not that I can remember. And then we did go through and got, I think, most of the fatalities to work.
I think we got all of them.
And it's so interesting, because I remember a bunch of extra stuff, but apparently I remember it from Mortal Kombat 2, because it sure wasn't in this one. And I'm like, Jesus, I didn't realize I put that much time in Mortal Kombat 2, but apparently I did. So, control is the only place this really falls down for me. We had a lot of difficulty getting some of the fatalities to go off. And one of the things that always bothered me is having the independent block buttons. I mean, I know they're your shoulder buttons and all, but I don't know. I'm so used to Street Fighter and those being extra moves, just having to hold back to block. And, I'd be backing up and you'd hit me, and I'm like, but that's not the block button. Otherwise, I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. I think eventually I'll get to Mortal Kombat 2, and I'm going to say Mortal Kombat 2 over Mortal Kombat leaps and bounds. For one, Mortal Kombat 2 has blood in it.
Right. That's something else to be said about this. The Nintendo version is family friendly.
Here's us trying to pull off a finishing move and just having a hell of a time doing it. So Mortal Kombat 2 would definitely be the preference of Mortal Kombat's. I don't remember if 3 came out on the SNES or not. It probably did. Anyway, is it worth playing? Sure, I'll give it a thumbs up. Is it worth running out and finding? No.
I think we ended up both giving this a thumbs down.
But, did we?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I think I did.
Yeah, we might have both given it a thumbs down. I can't remember now. Anyway, it's fine. It's a decent fighting game, and it's fun to watch people explode. So, but definitely look up number 2 because it's far better. Next up, Family Feud. We have not had a good run of game shows. And this one was not any better?
I mean, it was better. This is the best game show we've played so far, I think.
Well, yeah, it beats Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. That's a damn fact. It's still bad.
Terrible.
Yeah, awful. Go watch Steve Harvey and Family Feud, and it's good. Don't play it. It's thumbs down, hard thumbs down. Not any good. Sorry, folks. Peace out. That's a short one. Alien vs Predator. Now this is a single player beat 'em up.
No, I think okay. I think I know what we gave this.
Do you?
I think we both gave it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
No. I think we gave it a thumbs down and a thumb up.
Yeah, I think we were split on this one.
It was either this game or it was Rocky Rodent that we did that.
I'm pretty sure we both gave that a thumbs down. Anyway, graphically speaking, the game actually looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
The music was generally pretty decent. And the problem with the game came in the form of difficulty and control. And the fact that it's a single-player beat-em-up. Like, for fuck's sake, why are they doing this? And they did this a number of times on the SNES. There's a number of single-player beat-em-ups, which is so stupid. But the controls in this one were kind of wonky. Like, and I don't know if you'll see it in the clip that I pulled here, but eventually I figured out that you could just slide kick and basically lock them, and that's how I made it through most of the game. Is just slide kicking crazy.
But the thing is, if you try to actually play,
they beat that out of you.
Balls difficult. Like, we were playing on easy, and it was just hard.
Yeah, it was ravaging us. They are very smart about coming in from the sides and just double teaming you. And then there's one of the points I was fighting a big queen alien, and basically anytime you touched any part of her, you like flew across the screen. It was really difficult, which was annoying. And the moves just weren't super effective. Like, they were hard to pull off. Grabbing people was very difficult. Once you found out the slide kick, like, I could have cheesed my way through the entire game. Mm-hmm. And that wouldn't have bothered me, honestly. As a kid, I'd have played this and been like, hey, I figured it out, you know? But it's just not that enjoyable because of that. It's all right. It's all right for a play. I think I probably gave it a thumbs up just because it looked and sounded and played decently enough that I was happy with it. But it's certainly not on the same level as like Sonic Blast Man. Like, I loved Sonic Blast Man. As a single player beat 'em up, that would be my choice. And then, I think you gave it a thumbs down because you're just not a huge fan of the beaties.
Even so, it's just this one wasn't great.
No, compared to some of the other ones that we have played in the past or will play in the future, like, this one's just not there. So, one up, one down. Aliens vs. Predator. Worth a look if you like the Aliens or Predator movies. Don't watch Aliens vs. Predator. That was an awful movie. And I don't think this is based off of that at all. So, next up, we have Rocky Rodent.
This game was weird.
Which is a Sonic the Hedgehog clone, essentially. I feel like it directly was trying to be like
Pretty much,
Sonic.
yeah.
Like, the advertising stuff that I saw later on the internet was like, he's as fast as Sonic. Like, they straight just said it. The game actually looks pretty good. The artwork's decent. The pixels.
I think we said this in our
Yeah.
stream of it, that it looks like the art team did not get a choice on the main character's design.
Because he looks awful. But, he looks as good as they can make him. And the parallax scrolling and all the backgrounds and the color, very good
To
color.
be fair, I'm pretty sure this was the IRM game we played, and the other IRM game we played has also looked really good.
But played shit. The music in the game was really good, also. And then the gameplay, naturally, is where it kind of falls down. So you get different haircuts in this, which is neat. You can find like a can of hairspray or a pair of buzz clippers.
We got what?
So you get this, which is like
spike.
a rhino horn. You get
the buzzsaw, the throwing axe.
Yeah, it's like a throwing axe or a knife essentially. You can throw it.
And
It reminds me of when you get the throwy sword in Kirby.
Okay, yeah, I see.
But this one you can stick it in the walls and like jump off of it like a platform too, which was neat. And then the only other one we saw by the time we finished this was the Daisy, where you get a ponytail and you can use it to like grab onto stuff and swing.
Hooks.
Yeah. The game that actually, I think most of the hair stuff was implemented pretty well. The argument with it is it's single hit kills. So there's no like.
Well, it's not single hit kills. You lose your
Oh,
hair.
you lose your hair.
and then
Yeah, you get one hit if you have your hair. But it's very much just like Sonic in that it's built for you to be like, I'm going fast. I'm running fast. Bam, you're dead. And it's just like there's just constantly that's in the middle of nowhere to hit you on purpose
It wants
just
you to feel
hurt you.
fast, but then it gives you tight spaces
Yeah.
that you can't be fast in.
The construction level where it's basically a maze of girders and elevators. Yeah, it's just like, well, this isn't fast at all. And then you get like this level where it's super fast, but it's just thrown at you and you're like, what the hell? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, the game actually looked and played decently enough, but I'm pretty sure we both thumbed down it because we're like, in the end, they're just better platformers out there. And if I wanted to play Sonic, I would play Sonic. Like, this is a really poor knockoff of Sonic. Hey, speak of the knife hair. What the hell happened? There it is.
When you throw it, you flashed.
Yeah.
Or when you spawned it flashed. The knife doesn't show up.
That's funny. That's just something you get artifacting through capture cards.
Too few frames.
There it was. Anyway, yeah, the game's not bad. Like, if I found it for $1 or a couple dollars, I might buy it just to fluff my collection, but it's certainly not something I would go hunt down. So, thumbs down, Rocky Rodent. Last up, you chose not to play this with me. Our buddy Dave came over and played it with me because it's one of his favorite games. This is Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
To be fair, I have played this game.
You have played it.
I do know how to review
numerous
it.
times. We have played
every 24-hour stream, Dave is like, play Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yep, he gives us money and says, play the game. And last year he gave us a bunch of money because he wanted to win that Super Nintendo we gave away. So yeah, graphically speaking, I think the game could look better.
It looks like an arcade game.
It does look like an older arcade game. Now, I will give him this. The graphics are simple enough that the game doesn't experience slowdown, which says a lot to it, because there is a lot of crap happening on the screen sometimes. So, like, they did a good job implementing it. And the graphics are good enough. I'm certainly not disappointed in them. I think they could be better. I think in Ghoul Patrol, which is the sequel to this, the graphics were better, but we played that and it did have slowdown. Like, a significant amount that irritated us, and everything just moved slower in general, and we're like, well, that's bad. And so I would definitely take these graphics over the other. Music in this game is fine. Sound design is good. Gameplay.
I don't like it.
The first, and now Dave played out of this when he was a kid, and I died in level 18, and he got to like level 26 on his own. So, there's 55 levels. And they're all based off of, like, old B-horror movies. So, like, the Invasion of the 50-Foot Woman, and says the Invasion of the 40-Foot Baby. And there's Night of the Living Dead and Chainsaw Massacre and all these different old movies that are represented in here. And basically you're running around trying to save these neighbors and before they get killed, because they actually do die. And one of the things I think is neat about this game is your neighbors are a resource. So you start out the game with, I think, 10 of them. And if you lose somebody in a level, they don't go to the next level. And so as you continue to lose people throughout the game, you get less and less people to save. And so you actually get this two-edged sword. Like, well, now I only have to save 4 people, so it's faster. But when you get down to, 1 or 2 people, it's like, well, yeah, it's faster to save them if I'm anywhere near them. But if they're across the map, chances are they're toast before I get there. So, I mean, and that's how you eventually lose the game, is just running out of people. Or running out of lives. You do have lives in this one. I will give them this. There is a massive inventory. There's like 25 different weapons and like 10 or 15 different power-ups. And unfortunately, the scrolling system isn't implemented real well. Like, A, activate your power-up, B, activates your gun, and then X and Y scroll through them. But it really needs a pause menu, because the certain weapons are more effective against certain things. Like the blobs, you need an ice pop to kill. Well, to kill effectively and quickly anyway. But scrolling through with a single button trying to find the ice pops, and God forbid you hit one too many times and scroll past them. And they have to scroll through your 20 weapons again to try and get, like, it really needed to have just like pause, pick the weapon you want, unpause, kill. Would have really behooved this game. Now, this game is very, very popular in current culture as retro gaming is concerned. I don't really remember it from when I was a kid, and I think you and I both just generally get frustrated with this game.
Well, it's not like this is a bad game.
No, it's not a bad game by any stretch. But it's
really freaking difficult.
It is very difficult.
And I like a difficult game, but not.
Yeah, I mean, you like Bullet Hell. Shut up.
I'm good at them, though.
Yeah,
I suck at these.
I mean, if you played this a lot, you'd get good at it. It's all right. So I gave it a thumbs up. It is a good game. It plays well. It's got a lot going for it. It's got its problems. There ain't no argument with that. And it's currently way overvalued. The game's going for like $70, $80. I'm like, there's no way I'd ever pay $70 or $80 for this game. There's not a chance in hell. Like, it's a fun game, but it ain't that damn fun. Not for me, anyway. But I absolutely gave it a thumbs up. Dave 110% gave it a thumbs up.
I would have given this a thumbs up. I can recognize that it's a good game, and I can recognize that a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
I personally just don't.
Yeah. That's hard to be objective when, you're like, well, I know I don't like this, but I get why it's a good game and everyone does. So that's it for our review. I wish we'd have gotten this up like a week ago, but whatever. 250 games in. What do you think? Jesus. That's a lot, ain't it?
It is.
What do you think top 2 games out of 250?
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Absolutely. Easy. Hands down.
Easy one.
That is my favorite SNES game of any that I've ever played.
Sure. Pull a number 2 gets hard, doesn't it?
I mean, there's always a good fallback on Super Mario.
Yeah, that's my number 1 is almost certainly Super Mario World, and then number 2 is a really a good fight. I think probably Link to the Past takes it, but ActRaiser for me.
Like ActRaiser.
See, I loved ActRaiser. I think that's a good fight for me for number 2, but I think Link to the Past does come out on top. So, I don't know. You got nothing?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. We appreciate you. 250 games in, and looking forward to 250 more. So, peace out. Have a good one.
See you guys.